In this video, we will explain absolutely everything you need to know to travel to Chile. This is the definitive guide and the most complete video you will watch today about this destination, covering the complex logistics of the longest country in the world, from the arid Atacama Desert in the north through the modern metropolis of Santiago and the lake and volcano region to the wild glaciers of Patagonia in the extreme south. We will teach you the secrets to seeing snow, the best time for each region, how to travel between huge distances without spending a fortune, and where to eat the best seafood from the Pacific. So let us get started. Chile is a country of geographical extremes and one of the most beloved destinations for travelers. It is a place where you can start the day in the driest desert in the world and end it skiing in the snow or walking in front of a millenary glacier. It is a country of safety, exemplary organization wines that are among the best on the planet, and a tourist infrastructure prepared to receive everything from backpackers to those seeking absolute luxury. Now let us move on to logistics and planning. What is the best time to visit Chile? Since the country is very extensive, the climate varies radically. For Santiago and central region, the seasons are well defined. Winter, June to September, is for those who want to see snow and ski. Summer, December to March, is hot and dry, great for city tours and wineries. For the Atacama Desert, it can be visited all year round, but the shoulder seasons, March to May and September to November, have more pleasant temperatures. Avoid summer if you do not want to risk catching the Arctic winter rains. For Patagonia and lakes, south, the best time by far is summer, October to March, when days are long and temperatures allow for hiking. In winter, many attractions in the south close, and the cold is intense. And how many days to stay in Chile? The #1 mistake is thinking you can see the whole country in a week. To do just Santiago snow and coast, 5 to 7 days are enough. To combine Santiago Atacama, set aside at least 10 days. To combine Santiago Patagonia, set aside at least 10 to 12 days. To do the complete itinerary, north, center, and south, you will need 15 to 20 days, so as not to live inside planes. Now let us talk about transportation. How to get around Chile. To arrive, you will fly to Santiago Airport SCL. To move between regions, the only viable option is by plane, as distances are continental. Airlines, LATAM Sky Airline and JetSmart operate domestic flights with competitive prices if bought in advance. Internal logistics work like this. To Atacama, fly to Calama, CJC, and take a 1-hour transfer to San Pedro. To the lakes, fly to Puerto Montt, PMC, and take a transfer or rent a car to Puerto Varas. To Patagonia, fly to Punta Arenas, PUQ, or Puerto Natales. To get around within cities, Santiago has a fantastic metro. In Atacama and Patagonia, you will depend on hired tours or car rental. And the car. Renting a car is very worth it in the Lake District, Puerto Varas and surroundings, to have the freedom to go to volcanoes and waterfalls, and in Patagonia if you are experienced and want to explore Torres del Paine on your own. In Atacama, only rent if you have experience on dirt roads and isolation. In Santiago, do not rent a car. Traffic is heavy, and the metro solves everything. For those renting a car in these specific regions, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. We will leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy is to choose the right base in each destination. In Santiago, the best region by far is the Providencia neighborhood near Los Leones or Pedro de Valdivia metro stations. It is safe, central, and full of life. Las Condes is for those who want modern luxury. In Atacama, stay in the small center of San Pedro near Caracol Street for practicality, or in the Alice, rural neighborhoods, for silence and starry skies. In Puerto Varas, lakes, stay in the center to walk to restaurants or on the shores of Lake Lanquihue to have a view of the Osorno volcano. In Patagonia, the base is the city of Puerto Natales to explore Torres del Paine Park, or stay inside the park in luxury hotels or shelters if you have the budget and advance reservation. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region in each of these main cities. Staying in this marked area, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the video description the link to this exclusive map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and reliable options. An important tip to save on accommodation is the advance strategy. Chile is an expensive destination. In San Pedro de Atacama and Patagonia, Torres del Paine, the supply of good hotels is limited and sells out months before in high season. That is why we really like using this site we indicated. In addition to having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation with almost all hotels. You can book as soon as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later, it is super easy. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price on a single page. The sites we use to build our trips, and that have everything much cheaper, such as international eSIM cell phone chip, to have internet in the desert and mountains, discounted travel insurance tickets for all the popular attractions like wineries and ski gondolas, good and cheap hotels. We have already stayed at the car rental comparator and the global account to carry Chilean pesos or dollars with a much better exchange rate than at airport exchange offices. And the links already contain automatic discounts. Save this page in your favorites. Now let AS get to the main detailed regions and attractions. The first region is Santiago and the center. The capital is modern and surrounded by the Andes. Attraction number 1 is Sky Costanera, the highest viewpoint in South America. Ticket about $15 to $18. Visit Cerro San Cristobal by funicular and cable car. Take a day trip to the coast to see Valparaiso, bohemian and colorful city, and Viña del Mar, garden city with the flower clock. In winter, go up to ski resorts like Valle Nevado and Farallones, which are an hour and a half from the city. The second region is the Atacama Desert, north. It is the driest desert in the world. The unmissable attractions are Valle de la Luna to see the sunset on the dunes, the altiplanic lagoons with blue waters and volcanoes in the background, the El Tatio geysers, which requires waking up at 4 a.m. to see the steam coming out of the earth, and the hidden lagoons of Balti Nash, where the salt concentration is so high that you do not sink. The third region is the lakes and volcanoes, south. The base is Puerto Varas, a charming city of German colonization. The main attraction is the Osorno volcano, which has a perfect cone shape and snow on top all year round. You can go up by chairlift, costs about $20, to have an incredible view. Visit the Petrohue Falls emerald-colored waterfalls and take the boat tour on Lake Todos Los Santos. The fourth region is Chilean Patagonia, extreme south. It is the wild land. The big attraction is Torres del Paine National Park. You can do the famous trek to the base of the towers, 8 hours of heavy walking, to see the 3 granite towers reflected in the lagoon, or take van tours that visit the viewpoints Lake Gray with its icebergs and Salto Grande waterfall. The park entrance costs about $40 and must be bought online beforehand. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Astronomical tours in Atacama to see stars and national park tickets have limited spots. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the description the link to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the lowest price. It is the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for Sky Costanera wine tours in Santiago and excursions in Atacama. Let us go shopping. Chile is not as cheap as it used to be, but it is still worth it for some things. Chilean wine is the best value for money in the world. In supermarkets, like Jumbo or Liter, you can buy excellent wines, Casillero Marcas de Casa Concha, for $5 to $8, which in the US would cost double or triple. Sneakers and branded clothes can also have good prices at Santiago outlets, like Oro Premium Outlet. Lapis lazuli crafts, the typical blue stone, is a classic gift. Speaking of gastronomy, Chilean food focuses on incredible seafood. You have to try centola, giant king crab, machas a la parmesana, clams with grated cheese, and local fish. In Santiago, try pastel de choclo, corn pie with meat, and empanadas de pino. To drink pisco sour is mandatory, as well as mote con huesillos, sweet peach drink sold on the streets. For real restaurant suggestions, to save money, look for picadas, popular restaurants that serve an executive menu at lunch for about $6 to $8. Galindo in the Bella Vista neighborhood in Santiago is famous for typical food. For mid-price and a cool atmosphere, Liguria Restaurant is an institution with vintage decor and good food present in several neighborhoods. For luxury and view, Giratorio Restaurant in Santiago rotates 360 degrees while you dine, costs about $40 per person. Or Mestizo in Bicentenario Park. In Atacama, Adobe Restaurant is the classic meeting point with a bonfire in the middle. And what to do at night? Santiago has a lively nightlife. Patio Bella Vista is a safe complex full of restaurants and bars with live music. The Vita Cura neighborhood, Avenida Alonso de Cordova, has the chicest bars and clubs. In Atacama, the night is quieter, focused on dinners and stargazing since tours leave at dawn. And if you are traveling with kids, Chile is great for families. In Santiago, Kidzania Park and Fantasylandia Amusement Park are hits. The Mirador Interactive Museum, MIM, is fantastic. In the snow, Farallones Park has tubing and sleds for those who do not ski. Mandatory documentation for international tourists. To enter Chile, rules are simple. You generally just need your valid passport. No visa is required for tourism. And remembering travel insurance. Medical costs in Chile for tourists are charged and are among the most expensive in Latin America. A mountain rescue or treatment for altitude sickness, so in Atacama, can cost a fortune. We never travel without it, and in the link in the description, there is the comparator we use. And to combine your trip, a classic combination is to do Santiago plus Mendoza, Argentina. The bus trip crossing the Andes Mountains via the Los Caracoles Road is one of the most scenic in the world and takes about 7 hours. Another option is to combine the Atacama Desert with the Uyuni Salt Flat in Bolivia on a 3 or 4 day Jeep expedition. If you liked this complete and deep guide, like the video and subscribe to our channel to travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a safe trip.